guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Today I'm coming to you with a Monday Reads and a bit of an unboxing. Now this is my first official book haul of the year, and yes, I made it till February before I bought books. Guys, I'm gonna try and keep it under 100 this year, but I just don't know if I can. Book Outlet got a bunch of Agatha Christie books in stock, and so I have this box, and I might have another box coming in, say, 2 weeks. Who could say? Who can say? Who can say? So I decided I would just do this unboxing with my Monday Reads because I actually didn't read a lot, so that's going to be a quick one. The first book I finished was Fables, Legends, and Exile. This is by Willingham, Medina, Leona, and Hamilton. I did like this. The drawings, the art is very I don't know, I felt like it was very 90s. It reminded me of comics that are in the newspaper in the 90s, and I did like it. It has a great story. Basically, we're following a bunch of characters from fairy tales that have been kicked out of their motherland, and now they're living among us. Well, I think they're in New York City actually, but they're living in our world, not in their little fairy world, and I'm hoping that they get to go back to their world at some point. I don't really know. But I did enjoy this book enough that I actually grabbed the second one to read for one of my February graphic novels. I did like the fact this had a very solid plot though. Sometimes graphic novels think if I'm a good enough picture, I don't have to have a good plot. And this did not do that. It did not disappoint. I really did like this. I think I gave it about 4 stars personally, and 4.2 technically. I actually thought the art was quite good. The story was good and I enjoyed it. The next one I read was Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first in the Wax and Wayne series because I think there's one more coming out. And I loved it. I give it a 5-star personally and a 5-star technically. I thought it was fantastic. This book actually takes place in the Mistborn world, but 300 years later or 200 years later. So you have some families of the characters that were in the first Mistborn trilogy, and their descendants come through in this, and I'm not going to tell you who they are because a lot of people died in Mistborn and I don't want to give it away. But I did really love this book. It kind of has a steampunk westerny feel to it, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It has a character in here who's my husband's favorite literary character, and I see why. He's very funny. 50% of his humor is dad jokes. Just gonna put that out there. The other 50% is actually some pretty funny stuff, but I loved this one. I will definitely be continuing the series because it's great. I also read Pieces of Me, or A Piece of Me, I can't remember what it's called. It's the Sally Field book. I listened to it because she was reading it to us, and it was good. It was a bit of a hard listen. She's very open and straightforward about the sexual abuse that she experienced as a child, and it's a little hard to read. It's a little hard to listen to. So I actually, I hit that part and I put it down for a few days because I was like, I can't read this. And then I picked it back up, and I think I listened to the worst of it, and then I had to put it down again because I was like, I can't take this because it's so emotional and it's such a hard thing and it's such a real thing that I was just like, no, I can't do this right now. So I stepped away from it a little bit, and then I picked it up and finished it, and it was quite good. It wasn't like one of those happy memoirs that are like, I'm so funny, life's so great. It really did analyze her life and how, as being an actor, you are in the spotlight and dealing with things like anxiety and learning to manage money and all of these things that are real things. And when we look at actors, we kind of forget that they're real people. And I think books like this are good to kind of bring them down to our level and realize, no, they're pretty normal people. They just have a talent that you probably don't have. And it was a good read. It was a very good read. Not something I'm going to go ahead and reread right away. I think I gave it maybe 3.5, 3.7 personally, and maybe a 3.5 technically. The writing was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. All around, I did enjoy it. I got about halfway through Bear and the Nightingale, and maybe more than halfway through, maybe 3/4 of the way through it. And then the library took it back because I was listening to it, so I'm back on the wait list. I really want to finish it, so I might actually go to the library and get the book and then just read it, finish it, though I was very much enjoying the audiobook. So I'll have to think about that one. And I'm about halfway through the Michelle Obama memoir, Becoming, I think is what it's called. I can't remember now. I'm listening to that one too because she reads it and she does a really, really good job. Now, if you guys watched my last Monday Reads, you'll hear what I said then. I'm not political. I don't know anything about politics. She says things and I'm like, that happened? I just don't know. But I feel like I'm getting to know her as a person. And again, like the Sally Field book, I feel like I am getting to know a celebrity as another human being, because of course they're human beings, you know? Everybody poops. Everybody has bad days. This is a thing. And you know, it's just a good thing to remember. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. It is a long book. It is like an 18-hour book to listen to. And I think I'm somewhere around like 12 hours. So I got a little bit to go. I'm hoping I can get it finished before it goes back to the library, because I think I was on a wait list for like 3 months with this one. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And I will say her writing is quite good. Like, she's a good writer. Very eloquent, as well as a very good storyteller. So I'm liking this one. I am planning to actually finish that one, well, within 3 days, because that's when I got to give it back to the library. I'm also in the middle of Summer Night, which is the 4th Dresden File book. I don't own it. I'm also listening to that one. This is why I don't get through listening to books. Sometimes they all come in at the same time. It's a problem. Which I only have like an hour left of that one, so I will probably finish that one soon. Following Harry Dresden, the Dresden Files series, the 4th book. It's when the books start getting really good for me. The 4th book, it really picks up. There's a lot of fae in it, a lot of background to the more of the wizarding world and less of the our world. And this is kind of where it goes from like a good book to great series for me. So what I'm planning to read the next few weeks is finish the last 2 books that I talked about. I also am planning on picking up Dorothy Must Die Stories Volume 3. This has 3 stories in it that are background stories to the Dorothy Must Die universe. And I've read the first one. I just need to read the next 2. They're really quick reads too. I just need to sit down and read them. I also need to get on Soulless by Gail Carriger. This is a book that is for a book club, and I think we're meeting in like 2 weeks, so I have to read this one within 2 weeks. And the same is true for the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I did pick this one up because I decided I was going to restart it, because I started it in like October and I liked it, but I kept putting it down, and I got, actually I don't know how far I got through it before, but right now I'm sitting at about 50 pages, and it's funny because I already read it, but I'm remembering it, but I'm still enjoying it. So I'm excited about this one. Yet another book club read I need to get on. And the graphic novels I'm planning on reading this month, I already started The Legend of Wonder Woman. I didn't finish it yet. This is by Renee DeLiz and Ryan Dillon. And I really do like it. Boy, it's glary. I like Wonder Woman stories, so I am enjoying this one thoroughly, and I'm only like a quarter of the way into it. It's just kind of sitting upstairs by my chair, and I pick it up and read it sometimes. I also threw in the second Fables, because I did enjoy the first one, and I'm probably going to get I Hate Fairyland at some point, Volume 3, during this month, because I kind of forgot just how much I liked those books, and I want to read the 3rd and the 4th one. That is all I have for what I did read and what I'm going to read, and now I'm going to do the unboxing. I did receive a book as a gift. I had a friend come and stay with me, and we happened to be driving by Barnes & Noble. Mind you, I looked like a particular shade of garbage at the time. I was wearing like leggings that clashed with a shirt with tennis shoes, leggings with tennis shoes. I think I had a very dog-covered hoodie on, no jacket, which was crazy because it was like 5 degrees that day. And my hair was something around here. Didn't even look human. And she says, let's go to Barnes & Noble. And I was like, I'm not getting out of the car looking like this. And she said, I'll buy you a book. And suddenly I'm driving towards Barnes & Noble. It's a magical place. And she did buy me books. She's like, I'll buy you a book, any book you want. So of course, I gravitated towards the graphic novel section and found like the most expensive bind up that they had. Apparently that didn't qualify. So I settled for King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I am excited about this because I generally love what Leigh Bardugo has to write. I am not 100% sure where this sits in the Grishaverse, but I am planning on reading the Shadow and Bone series before I start this one. But it is beautiful, awfully glary, but beautiful. It's the Barnes & Noble edition, so it has a very nice naked cover as well, and I believe it has a map, a special map in it too. So I am excited. I now own this. Thank you, Christy. You're my favorite person. And now for the box. I'm pretty excited about this box. I found, like I said, a bunch of Agatha Christie books that they had, and then I bought these, and then like 2 days later they had a bunch more, and I was like, ooh. And I never want to wait because sometimes they only have like one in stock, and I don't want to, you know, miss out on saving like literally 60% off these books. And I eventually want to own all of her books. The series that I'm collecting, which you can kind of see right over here, there are 82 of those in that series. And once I get this order processed and then the next one I get in, I will only be 14 short. So this is usually what I buy when I want to buy a book and I'm like, oh, I just need a book. I'll buy an Agatha Christie. What do I do once I have the last 14? Okay, the bill. We don't need a bill. Okay, so the first one I did pick up is Save the Date by Morgan Matson. You guys are probably like, didn't you read that already? Actually, no, I didn't finish it. And then weren't you not liking it? I wasn't loving it, but I wasn't hating it. I also think I wasn't necessarily in the mood for contemporary through most of the fall, which is why I kept getting it from the library and taking it back. But I had like 100 pages left to finish, so I think I will finish it. And I generally do like Morgan Matson more than other contemporaries, so this is a bit of a limp. But when books are this cheap, sometimes I'm like, okay. I also got Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. And I believe that this is in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which is a trilogy I'm planning to pick up this year. And it has pictures, and I love pictures. Next, I have Into the Bright Unknown by Ray Carson. This is the third book in the Gold Seer series. I don't remember the name of the series, but this is the third book in the series, and it is a trilogy that I would like to get on reading, and now I have all three, so I feel like I should do that. I also got Storm Chasers, the Cinda Williams Chima Shattered Realms novel. I think this is the third one in the Shattered Realms novel, and I haven't actually gotten into Cinda Williams Chima yet, but the way people talk about her, they're like, once you start one book, you're just gonna read them all. And I'm ready for that. I also got Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, and I got Before the Devil Breaks You also by Libba Bray, which are the second and the third books in the Diviners series. And I'm very, very excited to pick these up this year. They're going to be fantastic. Not crazy about the covers though, not going to lie. I also got The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell, which I believe is the second book in the Last Magician series. I haven't started it yet, but everybody seems to think it's a great series, and so I'm ready to dive into the second as soon as I read the first. I know. And then I picked up Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a very shiny book. There we go. This book has been raved about on YouTube, and then other people hate it. Like, it is loved and hated. But it is a book I'm willing to give a chance to. Again, I haven't actually read Laini Taylor, so I guess I have high expectations that I'm going to like her. But I feel like I am going to like her. I'm excited to read this book, and I'm excited to own this book. And then we have all of my Agatha Christie's, which I'm going to go through very, very quickly. But I'm very excited about all of them. Everybody should know. 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe, Hickory Dickory Dock, Mrs. McGinney's Dead, Miss Marple, The Complete Short Stories, At Bertram's Hotel, A Murder is Announced, The Mystery of the Blue Train, Halloween Party, Dumb Witness. It's a dog. The Man in the Brown Suit, The Underdog and Other Stories, The Labors of Hercules, Death on the Nile, and The Witness for the Prosecution. And then I did have 2 non-Agathas hiding at the bottom. I got Sabriel by Garth Nix. This is one that has been raved about for years on BookTube and in real life. Other people are like, it's so good. So I got it, and I am going to read it. I'm probably going to read it sometime soon, to be honest, because I'm just really interested to get started in the series. I've heard the next 2 are also very, very good. And the last one I got is The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. I've actually heard amazing things about this in real life by real people, but I couldn't tell you what it's about, but I'm excited to read it. And that is it. Those are the books that I got. It's a lot of books, I know, but most of them are Agatha Christie's, and I feel like that should be an exception to my book buying rule for the year. What do you guys think? And also, kind of excuse the things are slightly in disarray behind me. I am in the process of redecorating my bookshelves, which I'm very excited about. I have a bunch of new books, obviously, that I need to get on there, and some new decorations to put on there as well, which I'm excited about. So you'll have to tune in for my next video to see that. But I hope you're all having a great Monday. Tell me down below what the last book you bought was, and a book that you're in the middle of. That's what I want to know today, guys. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You can usually find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays, and definitely on Fridays, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Goodbye.